Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy HypeDoWn, and today I'm going to be going over the Unholy DK's talents, what I use, and why I use it. So let's get right into this without wasting any time, shall we? A lot of guys have been asking for guides about the glyphs, about the talents, about my rotation, etc. I'm going to get all of this out of the way right now. So let's start on the talents. Plague Leech. Now the reason why I use Plague Leech is for many reasons, because it acts as a defensive. If I'm in trouble, I can Plague Leech a target for a death strike, or I can Plague Leech for 2 death siphons. What I use for certain times depends. If I took a lot of damage, maybe I might want a death strike heal. You can see this number increase, and the more buffs I have, the more I'll heal with death strike. Or if I have my death dealer activated, maybe two death siphons may be more worth it. So it just depends on the time, depends on if I'm far away. That's what I'll be using. So I just love Plague Leech because, like I said, it's 2 runes, which also equals 20 runic power, and it's just a great ability. Short cooldown. It's like every time I need it, it's always fucking there for me to use it. Now let me just go over Plague Barrier and Unholy Blight, and let me explain why I don't use it. Let's start with Plague Barrier. I love this move. Don't get me wrong. I really fucking love this. I just wish that it could be something built in to the DK along with Unholy Blight. They both kind of play the same part. I just wish these were moves that were just given to us, and they could have just put something else on these 2 rows, like Anti-Magic Zone or something like that. Let me explain why. Because when I truck death coils at a target, I truck so many so fast. Like, so if I was trying to let's say I was playing with Necrotic Plague, once I put dots on the target and I dump out all my runes, when I start throwing like death coils at them, I can also spam Icy Touches and then spam Plague Strikes and get the guy to 15 stacks ASAP. Now the reason why I don't like it is because if he's at 15, there's no more use for the Death Coil. Now if I need to add stacks to the other target, I will focus Death Grip him in, Blood Boil, and spread the 15 I have on my target to the other target, which is mainly the healer, and he'll run away and as he rots. That's why I don't really like it, because when the guy's at 15 stacks, this becomes useless. Same thing with Unholy Blight. We have enough cooldowns as Death Knights, and this is a 1.5 minute CD, and I honestly don't think it's worth it, because like I said, it stacks him to 15 like almost ASAP, but it doesn't stay on long enough for me. I mean, I'm very picky with things that I use. It doesn't last longer. Maybe if this was stayed on for like 30 seconds, I'd use it, or maybe if it stayed on for like 25, but 10 seconds is a long time, and I honestly just don't think it's worth it. With the way I play, there's no rush to getting 15 stacks. If I put dots on the target, 2 Festering Strikes, and then wait for a little bit and do another Festering Strike, over time he will be at 15 stacks. If I want to help it out, I would just throw a couple Icy Touches, I'll throw some Plague Strikes, and they'll just laugh at my damage. But then they're not noticing that they're at like 15 stacks, because I'm spamming Icy Touch and I'm spamming Plague Strike instead of spamming Score Strikes in the beginning. Then you know, I don't know, I can deeply keep going into this, but you see what I'm saying, guys? I don't have trouble stacking the Necrotic Plague. If I want the stacks fast, I can just do Icy Touch, Plague Strike, Blood Boil. Then what I can do, I can wait, I can start throwing Death Coils at the target, right? I can just blood tap into Icy Touch, and then once he's come back, Icy Touch, Icy Touch, Icy Touch, Icy Touch, Plague Strike, and that's already 6 stacks, along with every single second adding a stack to it. Now from that point, you know, I will start focusing more towards my Festering Strike, because I want to keep that 15 stack up for as long as I can. And if you do that, you will see the team just melting away. So getting back on track, I use Plague Leech because, let's just say my dots are getting ready to fall off, he's kited me, I can just take him off, get two runes to use for whatever I want. It could either be for an instant Chain of Ice to slow him, it can be for some heals, it can be for that soul reaper that I desperately need. and then I can just Plague Strike just to put the dot back on him. And like I said, I mean, it sucks to take off the 15 stack, but we're not, any good healer is not going to die at 15 stacks of Necrotic Plague. So if you take it off for a few seconds just and then build its timer back up, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. You'll sacrifice a couple seconds of him being at 10 stacks or whatever, but like I said, if you spam some Icy Touches and some Plague Strikes, if you really are desperate for that stack, you can get it back just fine. So Plague Leech, guys, that's why I use it. I love it. And again, like, you can Plague Leech pets, and you can just, you don't even have to Plague Leech the target that you're on. I just love the fact of having 2 runes whenever I need it. Sometimes I don't use it. Sometimes I just let the dots rot them, but then there's times where I just want to take it off, and then you go figure, okay, if you're going to hit them with a 25k necrotic plague, if you were to take off the Plague Leech, do 2 score strikes and outbreak. So in what this takes for how many? Was it once every 2 seconds? So if I Plague Leech the target and I hit them with 2 instant score strikes, let's just say they hit for like 35k each, or 1 crit and multi-strike, and I got like one that's 40, one that's like 38. Those are the numbers that I see when I line up my damage with my buffs and stuff. That's in 1 second versus 4 seconds of dot, and then I outbreak to put the dots back on, and then I just build it back up. So it's no big deal. So sometimes you need the instant damage. Forget the dots. That's 4 seconds. That 4 seconds is kind of a long time, but Necrotic Plague, I grown attached to it. So, but alright guys, Plague Leech, that's enough on Plague Leech. That's why I use it. Moving along to Lynchborn, no brainer. This is a guaranteed must. This is greater than Anti-Magic Zone, greater than Purgatory, whatever that's called. You want Lynchborn. Why? As an Unholy DK, this is your biggest defensive when it comes to your healing. When you're at 100 runic power and you spam Lynchborns, you will heal like crazy. When you're Lynchborn healing, you gain blood tap stacks. You can then blood tap into some Death Siphons. Death Siphons equals 10 runic power. You can then, Death Siphon, Death Strike, Plague Leech, Death Strike, or Plague Leech, Death Siphon, and just keep spamming Lynchborn on yourself for the full duration, which is what, 10 seconds, I believe. Let's see, where you at? Yeah, 10 seconds. So you have 10 seconds to just heal yourself. So that's why this is a must. And sometimes I never use this offensively, but in a sense, you won't be feared once you pop Lynchborn. So this move is just the best move we have. Anti-Magic Zone at one time was very, very good, but it's not worth Lynchborn. Maybe if Anti-Magic Zone was a 30-second cooldown, then maybe we could use it, because you will just be able to shield your team like for a majority of the game. And but again, like before, it used to last way longer than 3 seconds, and it used to absorb way more magic damage than just 20%. So this is just not worth it. I don't know why they tank this move so damn much. It really bothers me, actually. Okay, but Lynchborn, guys, it's number one. There's no opinions on that. There's no preference. This is a must. You need Lynchborn. Third, we have Asphyxiate. Now, depending on what comp you play, I actually love Asphyxiate. I love being in control of when I stun the target. 30-second stun, it lasts for 5 seconds. It's a no-brainer. It's a very, very great move. So you coordinate Death Grip stuns into fears, into clones, into whatever. Like, this is one of my favorite things to do to set teams up. Even when I play like Shadow Cleave, I sometimes go with this, because if my lock is going to have a hard time extending, he doesn't want to extend, I'm going to need to be able to grip and stun at the same time, so that way he can dot him up, then he can run away with a whole bunch of dots on him. And if he stays for the full 5 seconds, he is going to get hit hard, because I'm going to stay on him for those 5 seconds until he runs away. That's why I like Asphyxiate. And Chillblands, I love Chillblands for Unholy, because we have the capability to spam 4 Chain of Ices. We also have an ability to spam 4 Icy Touches, and you can keep this 50% movement speed on the target throughout the whole game. I even believe when you Plague Strike, it applies it. So Chillblands is very great for Unholy. And don't forget, when you transform your ghoul, your 3-second stun turns into a 4-second stun. So potentially you can silence, and then you can link it with a 4-second stun. So I don't know if you guys have your pet stunning automatically. I highly recommend you take that off. You want to be in full control of everything that you have. Make a quick pet stun macro. If you look at my macro video, I believe I have it in there, and I also will be making an update macro video for you guys. So that's it. That's chill blends. And again, also, like like I said, you got a 3-second root and keep. It helps you peel for your team a lot easier, and it helps you get on targets, because again guys, our mobility sucks. So anything that we can do to slow the target, anything that we can do to just make ourselves get to them easier, for that matter, is great. So moving to blood tap. Now, personal preference, I mean, this used to be personal preference, but at the end of the day, I think as of right now, blood tap is probably going to have to be the sauce overall. It's an extra keybind, but you can make your macros so you can automatically activate it when it's time. Now, myself, I've used this throughout the whole game. It used to be a little different back in the day. But since 5.4.7, I've gotten so used to this system, this 12 blood tap stack system, and I work it very, very well. I don't need runic corruption. Logic behind blood tap, like, let's just say both of these blood runes are on cooldown. Let me just show you something real quick. I'm not going to be able to do the blood tap real quick, but okay. See, that one's 8 and that one's 15. Now, as soon as I finish one of these, this one is going to decrease in the timer that it has to regenerate. Okay, now again, if I were to finish this one will be back in a second now. So that's why I love blood tap. You know, you gotta get used to it. You just have to understand. Okay, death coil, death coil, death coil. You got a blood tap. You know, just pay attention to how many death coils that you're throwing. Really try to. I think I said this in another video. I don't have this macroed into everything. See, the reason why, because we do this little stupid dance right here. Okay, I don't want to be in the arena looking like this when I'm plague striking. You know, when I'm score striking, when I'm festering striking, this cancels all your animations. Okay, so that's why I don't have it in every single ability. The abilities I do have it in is death strike, because I don't spam death strike. I only use it. See, that's my death strike. I have it in death strike so I can automatically blood tap when I need it for a heal. Also have it on actually, I think that's the only move I have it macroed in now, because like I said, I have it macroed in, keybound on T, so as I'm hitting people, if I need it, I'll just tap T a couple times, where you just see me doing that stupid dance, and I'll blood tap. So, and I have an add-on here called Blood Shield Tracker, which lets me see how many stacks I have. 12 equals 2, so I know exactly when I need to use mine. So it's not hard. If you train yourself to do it, it will become second-hand nature. Trust me, believe what I'm saying. So, blood tap, that's why I use it. The reason why I don't use runic corruption is because it acts like how Unholy Frenzy used to act, like when you're spamming death coils. But sometimes I need that instant, especially when I'm sitting here spamming myself with death. You know, when I'm being defensive with Lynchborn and I'm healing myself for all this health. Like, I have a lot of stacks being built up, and then you got the free death coil, so you just have to pay attention to it. That's it. Just pay a little bit more attention, you know, to the class, and believe me, you will enjoy blood tap a lot better than runic empowerment or runic corruption. Like, I honestly believe that this one is the best to have overall. Having an instant rune and having control of when you get it is way better in my opinion. Death Siphon, now when it comes to your heals, conversion is the weakest of the two. Death Pact, I wouldn't recommend that one either. It's a 2-minute cooldown. The only situation where I would probably recommend this is if you're going up against like maybe a mage, rogue, something that's going to possibly scare you, and you need that one big ass heal. And you can, like, that's the only time I'll recommend it. But even then, Death Siphon will save your life if you play smart. Meaning, don't trinket anything dumb. You know, like I said, I probably would just like desecrate ground, a smoke bomb to get out of that, and from there you can just AMS and start popping some death siphons, you know. Then you can plague leech into some more death siphons. Once you have all of your buffs going, meaning your Surge of Victory, meaning your Death Dealer, your Unholy Strength, you got your Hone Winter buff, and you might have a Mastery buff from a teammate, you're not going to really be getting killed because Death Siphon is going to be healing you for a lot. It's instant, and you can potentially spam 4. You can Plague Leech into another 2, which is 6. Then if you have Blood Tap stacks, that's 8. And then if you Rune Weapon, when you wait a couple of seconds, hit them with 2 Festering Strikes, Rune Weapon, you can do an additional 4. So it's the same combination how I told you guys about how the necrotic stack to the highest number you possibly can. That method works for every single move that you have. You just have to line it up the right way. It's rune management. I recommend you guys watch my necrotic stack rune management guide that I made a while back. It's valuable information. The only thing, guys, that has changed is the fact that they removed Necrotic Strike from the game. But Necrotic Strike cost a death rune. So in your head, guys, death rune equals any move you want. So once you get these death runes down here, guys, spam your score strikes. Maybe do 2 festering strikes or spam your death siphon for heals. It's the only thing that's changed, guys. Everything else that or my previous videos are still viable. So I would definitely take a look at some old dueling tutorials or some of my rune management guides, and I'm gonna make some new stuff in very soon for you guys. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. I'm so sorry. Okay, this line, Desecrate Ground, hands down. This is a trinket. This gives you the ability to pop out of any CC you want. Last patch you couldn't get out of roots, but now you can get out of roots, you can get out of clones, you can get out of fears, stuns, blinds, polys, deeps, anything. You can get out of anything with this. The only thing this can't do is get you out of a silence. So if I were you, I'd use this if you really need it, but never trinket. Always use this one first, and when you use it, try to stay in it. Use it to its full capacity, because if you get polymorphed, you pop out of it and you walk outside, you're gonna get polyed again. Stay inside the Desecrate Ground. Really use this to its fullest advantage. It would be awesome if we popped Desecrate Ground. The circle can follow you while you're moving around, and whoever if your party's in it, they can't be CC'd either. Or maybe, like, let's say your partner's done, you can pop Desecrate Ground. And if your teammates are inside of it, it'll help them too. I think that'll be a great addition to add to the Death Knight. People who already hate Death Knights, no, they don't need anything else. You know, whatever. It's just a thought. I mean, I honestly think that would be awesome. Now, Necrotic Plague and Breath of Centrigosa. Defile, don't even worry. Don't even add that into the equation. We're not even going to discuss that. It's terrible. Okay. I actually am in love with Breath of Centrigosa. This is what I primarily use throughout the whole game of returning to WOD. I don't understand what it is about Breath of Centrigosa. I just love being in control of a burst. I love killing people. I love setting it up. Somebody's in the stun full. I love setting this Breath of Centrigosa up and using it to its best. Its best. I just love using it at its best. But a lot of my viewers / fans were really pushing towards me trying out Necrotic Plague, and I have tried it, but I think I stopped using it once it got rid of the runic power that it gave us. But I started using it, and boy, when I play with Necrotic Plague now, guys, my whole way of playing has changed. Like, I'm either trying to increase my number on Necrotic Plague, like the duration. I'm trying to grip my guy over with the 15 stack, spread it to the team. I'm trying to get it stack up as fast as I can. Like, there's so many different strategies with Necrotic Plague that I've grown to using now that I actually started playing with it. Like, it's awesome. Like, it ticks for like 35,000 sometimes. Like, I'm just like, Jesus, like, that is insane, man. I had no idea, and it could be because of the gear that we're receiving now. It's hitting a lot harder, and as you guys can see, I have a lot of gear that I got for free, and I also recently bought my dual wields because I just had all this versatility gear and / mastery. I was like, you know what, let me just gear Frost first. But for the fans, for my viewers, and even for myself, I'm maining Unholy. I'm going to play it even with this blue weapon. In 2 weeks, I will have my main weapon, and then I'm going to slowly finish off my Unholy set. Even with this gear, without my set bonus, guys, I'm doing insane damage. Like, this Necrotic Plague is no joke. Like, I feel like I'm a warlock sometimes because everything's dying. Like, I don't hit the healer for a couple seconds, and I look over there, and he's like dead because of my dots and because of my healer over there whacking at him. So, I'm not going to lie. Necrotic Plague is very strong, and I believe that overall it's better than Breath of Synagosa in certain aspects. Now, if you're playing a different comp like Ebola or Smoke Bomb, you might want to get Breath of Synagosa, because when your Rogue is going ham and your Pharaoh is going ham with Incarn, you want something that's going to also help him out besides your Soul Reaper or your In Your Guard. You want that, you know, 20k, 40k hit. Like, when you got, I'm telling you, when you line everything up, guys, you will be hitting so hard with Breath of Synagosa. So, like I said, with certain comps you play, you can still sneak this in, but this Necrotic Plague overall, man, it's awesome. I thank you, fans and viewers, for telling me to play with it. But yes, Necrotic Plague, guys, is a great ability, and I highly recommend whoever's starting out playing a DK to use it. It's one less cooldown. It's one dot to worry about. You can take it off and get your 2 runes with your Plague Leech. And guys, if you are playing with Necrotic Plague, or if you're playing with, even if you got your dots too, I don't want to give you guys any information to play around with in the field. Play with Plague Leech. If you want to test any of these 2 out, Unholy Blight, because Plague Barrier, like I said, it becomes useless after a while if everybody's at 15 stacks. And the only way I can see this being helpful is maybe you can just, like, if somebody's over there, if the healer's over in the corner, you chuck 1 Death Coil and add 1 stack. But again, it's not really worth it, because you can just Death Grip them in, Blood Boil, and have everyone with 15 stacks. So I don't recommend this one. It's either add Unholy Blight or Plague Leech. I personally like Plague Leech. I advise everybody else to use it. Guys, this is what I use. I hope I explained thoroughly why I use it. Just to recap, Plague Leech, I use it because it gives you 2 instant runes, which also equals 20 runic power, which used to equal 40 runic power when I used to spam Chain Ice with Icy Rune. They're lucky they took that out. It's a 25-second cooldown. Like I said, you can use those 2 runes for slowing, for healing, for damage, for your execute. Very, very useful. Yes, it takes off your dots, but you have Outbreak to reapply. You have Plague Strike to reapply. You have Icy Touch to reapply. This is only, Necrotic Plague is only 1 dot, so any move that you use will reapply it, so it's not a big deal. And if you're worrying about the stack, don't worry. I mean, like I said, yeah, you took away for, it ticks every 2 seconds, so you took it off for so every 2 seconds it does a damage, but you just hit them twice, you know, instantly. So you reapplied your dot. And then you, like I said, all you have to do is like do 2 Festering Strikes to increase the duration, do some Icy Touches, let the ticks do its job, Plague Strikes, if you care to get the stack back up like that. But I like for it to sneak up on them. It's like, you know, drinking some jungle juice. You know, this is the jungle juice build right here. Like, they run away from you and they got like 40 seconds of like, and it's got 10 stacks already and it still has like 30 seconds left. It's going to eat them fucking alive. So I like that. Lynchborn, guys, no brainer. Biggest heal. It pops you out of fears. It helps you receive incoming healing as well. Forgot to tell you that. When you pop Lynchborn, guys, it even also helps your healer heal you. So when you got Lynchborn activated, don't forget, people, I notice when they pop Lynchborn, they use it until their runic power is empty. But what I do is, I'll wait until I have 100 runic power. I use my 3 Death Coils, 3, 6, 9. And then what I do, I have 10 runic power left. So I'll Death Siphon, Lynchborn again. Scourge or Plague Strike or Death Strike if I have Ice and a Frost. Plague Leech, Death Siphon, pop Lynchborn again. Because you have 10 seconds to heal yourself. Use every single second wisely. If you're full with health, if you're topped, don't worry about it. Get back to doing your damage. This is a team game. Let your healer finish off and do his job if he says that he's fine. Because it, like I said, it also increases your healing received. Okay, so Lynchborn. Asphyxiate, like I said, certain comps, and this is always for, if I'm dueling, I'm always gonna have asphyxiate, because chill blends, like, I want people to be stunned, not move, not parry, not nothing. Like, asphyxiate is what you duel in. Asphyxiate is what I normally one with in 2s. In 3s, I switch on and off depending on what we're fighting. Like TSG or something like that, I might go with my chill blends. And also it depends on what comp I'm running, because if I'm playing with a Pharaoh, I need chill blends, because I don't want to DR his we're going to DR everything. If I'm playing with a rogue, also chill blends, because we're going to DR if I stun. So you get the silence, you get the slows, awesome. Blood tap, like I said, my personal preference, I use this on my Frost. Also, it's just I'm just so accustomed to using it, and I just explain why. When you use it on any of these, it'll finish one rune, and the other rune's going to come back off cooldown faster too. And as Unholy, you have time to react. So, and like, you get free death coils, so this works perfectly. You know, free death coil, you get another blood tap stack, and once you get used to using this, you might not ever want to use Rune of Corruption again. Death Siphon, like I said, I just explained how you can use it to its fullest capacity. I will also make a video on how to use it, how to spam it the right way, because a lot of people don't really, well, people know how to use it, but people don't understand how much they can actually abuse it. I will teach you how to abuse this thing. So, like I said, if you got 4 death runes lined up, you can spam 4. You can Plague Leech into another 2. You can blood tap into another 2. Once you did all of that, you start spamming death coils, you get another one, and then once you use Festering Strike twice, or you do some Icy Touch and some Blood Boil, you can Rune Weapon into an additional 4. But if you're dueling and you got this the glyph of Rune Weapon, if you Rune Weapon, it acts kind of like a death pack, so you're not even going to really need to even use that method, but it's there. And if you need it, trust me, you will make somebody rage after doing it. So Death Siphon, that's why I love it. No, and it's like I said, there's no cooldown. 2 minutes is too long. We have too many cooldowns. If this was like 30 seconds, oh man, it'd be that all the way. That way, I can always be focused on doing my damage, and I don't gotta worry about sacrificing my rune damage for heals. That's Great Ground. It's a trinket. Gives you control of your character. Trinkets are most important in PvP. If you're in a bad spot, like a smoke bomb, or if you're in a deep freeze, or you're behind a pillar and you're trapped, this will get you out. This could be the matter between life and death. You know, if you want another stun, you already got a stun, and stun, pet stun. Like, how many stuns do you want? So that's why we don't use this. Gorge Fiend's Grasp, I mean, this is very useful for RBGs. I recently played with a warrior that was siege breaking a lot of people off the cliff. A good combo could be Gorge Fiend's Grasp into Siege Breaker off a cliff. It could be Gorge Fiend's Grasp into the Hunter's Trap. You can just do a lot of cool things with this. You know, in the cart stage, you can grip people out of the circle. Your team will grab the node. Like, there's a lot of things that Gorge Fiend's Grabs can come in handy with. And in an RBG, being in CC isn't really that crucial. So you can sacrifice to get Remorseless Winter or Gorge Fiend's Grasp if you want. I'll play around with it, but me, I'm a damage whore, and I like staying on target, so I get Death Great Ground anyway. And again, guys, I just explained Necrotic Plague for a very long time, why I love it, why I'm starting to just adore it over Breath of Synagosa. It's a dot that's going to tick for a lot of damage even when you have to run away. This will be so great for a Shadow Cleave, because Shadow Cleave, Affliction Warlock's dots tick for a lot right now, and with Necrotic Plague, you Blood Boil a stack of 15 to the whole team. They are going to melt. They are going to melt, and it is awesome to see that happening. Looking back at my videos, me seeing the team melting with Blood Plague and Frost Fever on them, I'm like, wow, just imagine if I had Necrotic Plague. There's a lot of situations where I'm really trying to use that Breath of Synagosa at the right time, and I notice I don't use it until maybe 2-3 minutes into the game, which is crucial. Or no, like a minute and a half or 2 minutes into the game, and in that time, Necrotic Plague would have been doing a lot of damage. So I took a lot of opinions into consideration, because, like I said, I'm not perfect, you know. I'm very good with my class. I make everything that I have work for me. But I'm telling you right now that I'm playing with Necrotic Plague, it's very strong. And the more gear that I'm getting, the stronger I'm feeling it, man. And I don't even have the right gear, and I'm doing a lot of fucking damage. You know, I just want to take advantage of what I have. But when I get all this gear, guys, I'm gonna be fucking shit up. And I cannot wait to post it, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Alright, so guys, I know this was really long, but this was the talents. Because it was so long, I'm gonna cut it, and I will be making a glyph video. To give you guys a heads up, these are actually the same talents I use for Frost. So there's no need for me to make a Frost one. My explanations are quite the same for Frost and Unholy. If you're wondering how you can spam Death Siphon with Frost, you'll have 2. Then you can have an additional 2 with Blood Tap. Then when you start Frost Striking, you'll just, like I said, you can Blood Tap into some more. Like, you can, Frost Strikes only cost 25 versus a 30 Death Coils. So you spam 4 Death Strikes, you can Blood Tap into some Death Siphons. And you can Rune Weapon into 2 instant Death Siphons without having to convert runes. So it actually heals surprisingly for a lot. I mean, it's crazy how much this thing heals for, especially when you pop Lynchborn on Frost and start Death Siphoning and Death Striking and stuff like that. This is a very, very great talent to have for both. And again, Chillblains I kind of prioritize over Fixate when I'm playing Frost, because when I Howling Blast, I hit multiple things, and having that 50% slow automatically on everybody is tremendously beautiful for my team to kite around, regardless of what I'm playing with. For them to kite the 3-second root, and like Chillblains is prioritized when I'm playing Frost over on Unholy. So when I play Unholy, you'll mainly see me with a Fixate, but again, for certain comps, I will choose Chillblains. But Frost, I'm going to always have Chillblains unless we strategize on me using a Fixate for a certain purpose. Alright guys, so again, I really apologize for being so long with this video, but this is a lot of information, guys, and I can keep this going on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. And if you guys have any questions at all, please ask, because this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help, and I'm back. You know what I'm saying? This is it. I'm back, and I really just want to help everybody out there who's trying to learn, because I was one of those guys when I was first starting to play, and it's very hard to find helpful people because there's a lot of people in this game that are for themselves. Man, I remember, man. I really fucking remember. But over time, we got it, and sorry guys, my dog, but over time we got there, and I have most of the answers for you, probably all the answers. So please ask away, don't hesitate. I will get to you. You will all be answered, and let me know what you guys think. You know, and again, we're all here to help each other out, guys. So if any of the fans, you guys see a comment, you can try to answer it, and I always will give my analyst regardless of who answers who first. Alright guys, so guys, please like, please subscribe, please share, refer me to some friends, and please continue to support me and be an amazing audience. This is your boy HypeDoWn, and I will see you next time. Peace.